And we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the second part of the show, we're going to talk about Tyreek Hill and him being added to the injury report this week, dealing with a hip injury. And it's possible that he might actually miss some time. I saw, like, on the Sleeper app, there were reports that the Dolphins are preparing to be without Tyreek Hill for some time, or at least for Sunday. But that's big if he misses time, because I have a graphic from StatMuse, so we'll go through that actually, and it's Tua splits with and without Tyreek Hill. So we'll get that up. Yeah. So again, I got this off of StatMuse. So on the top is his numbers with Tyreek Hill, and then on the bottom is his numbers without Tyreek Hill. And Tua is a completely different quarterback. And again, like, he's not going to miss. I mean, if he misses time, it's not going to be he's going to be out for, like, the rest of the year or anything. I mean, they're just going to have to deal with it if it's like 1 or 2 games. I would imagine. I mean, I don't know the severity of the injury. But on the top, you get 20 games with Tyreek Hill. On the bottom is 23 without. And, like I said, completely different quarterback without Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's passing for almost 300 yards with him. And then, he's not even in the 200s. He's under 200 yards per game without him. The passing yards are up, completion percentage, passer rating. The interceptions are around the same, but the touchdowns are way up, 13. The interception percentage is around the same. Got sacked more without Tyreek Hill, but again, the offensive line is definitely better than when Tua first got into the league. But yeah. I mean, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. But I just that was just something I wanted to bring up. Again, I'm not that I'm trying to push a narrative or anything, but I just wanted to pull this up just because it's Tua's a completely different quarterback without Tyreek Hill. Now, of course, you still got Jalen Waddle, and you got the running game with Mostert. Jeff Wilson came back this past week. But yeah, I mean, if Tyreek Hill misses a game, I mean, that's a big loss there. And they're gonna have to make up that production. I mean, again, I think the Dolphins will still be okay, but this also begs the question: are they on upset alert this week? And they're playing against the Patriots, a team that they won against earlier in the year. But the Patriots are coming in, after a big win against the Bills. They've already played Miami this year, and now they're not going to have to game plan for Tyreek Hill possibly if he misses this game. So that does beg the question: are the Dolphins on upset alert this week? For me personally, I'd probably still say no. I do think, like, right now the game, the spread for this game, it was like 9.5. So you would figure that's going to go down if Tyreek Hill ends up not playing this week. So let's actually take a quick look at that. Yeah, so right now the Dolphins are favored by 9. I mean, I still would take the Dolphins. Even so, just because the Patriots have been struggling, have struggled in Miami in years past. So I'd probably still side with the Dolphins in this game. But the Patriots, they're coming off of a big win. Mac Jones looked good. And I think most people would probably say the Bills' defense is better than the Dolphins' defense. So we'll see, but that's just still something to keep an eye on. With Tyreek Hill being out. If he is out. But it just goes to show you, though, like, with some of these quarterbacks, you just got to give him a number one wide receiver, and see if they could be successful. And Tua, listen, Waddle's a solid receiver, but you add Tyreek Hill, and Tua's numbers have gone up, and that's what you got to do. And Tua's a guy that's benefited from having an elite wide receiver added to, his team. I mean, you look at, what the Bears did with Justin Fields. They had DJ Moore, and yeah, they had that great game against the Commanders, but, they've struggled. They've really struggled. So, Tua's responded when they added an elite wide receiver to his team. He's looked like a much better quarterback. But that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. And, there's a lot of quarterbacks that they don't have that. So, and Mac Jones is one of them, the Patriots didn't add any elite wide receivers for him. His best receiver is Kendrick Bourne, basically. So that's what you got to do for these quarterbacks. But yeah, I mean, this game coming up on Sunday, obviously we'll preview it tomorrow. Again, the game's in Miami. So, and obviously they played each other. It was a close game in New England. I think it was only a one-score game. So, Patriots maybe want to get some revenge. I don't think that I don't think they will. But losing Tyreek Hill is big, and there's no Achane in this game. He's still going to be out till I think week after the Dolphins bye week. So I think week 11 he's supposed to come back. Week 11, week 12. So they're going to get him back. But Mostert, I mean, he's ran the ball incredibly well this year. And I made a bad trade in one of my fantasy leagues before the year started because I just didn't think Mostert was going to be a factor, really. Well, fantasy-wise, I just thought, running backs getting older. I mean, yeah, he's like a 31-year-old running back. And he just and also the other thing, too, is he gets injured a lot as well. So I just was like, I think I'm going to trade him. And I mean, he's been a great running back for fantasy. So, I mean, this Dolphins offense, I mean, I went over the statistics yesterday. I mean, they lead pretty much every offensive category. Because they got track stars everywhere. I mean, Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Achane when he comes back. You got Cedric Wilson, Robbie Anderson. I mean, those are guys. Well, Chosen. That's his name. But those guys are going to have to step up if Tyreek Hill misses Sunday. I did see, though, that, sometimes I think they have their veteran players rest on Wednesdays, so we'll see. I mean, if he doesn't practice today, then, it's not good. And, again, when it comes to fantasy, I got him in a couple of leagues. So, that's also big if he, misses time for fantasy owners, too. Because he's been arguably the best fantasy player this year. So, but we'll see how this game plays out. I mean, the Patriots defense is just it's going to be easier for them when they don't have to deal with Tyreek Hill. And also, can Mac Jones build off of what he did against the Bills? Or is this just a one-game thing? Because you got to remember also the Bills weren't coming into that game, hot. And, Josh Allen turns the ball over immediately to start the game. And the Patriots were up 10-0. And I give Mac Jones a lot of credit for going down the field and, them scoring that game-winning touchdown. And he had a good game. Didn't throw any picks. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how this game goes. But, again, it's in Miami. It's going to be tough. But, without Tyreek Hill, the game definitely gets easier. But I don't know if that I don't think that's going to be enough. I think it's the Dolphins ultimately will still win the game. I mean, the game might be closer, but the other thing too is, I mean, we're all guilty of it. From week to week, the Patriots win. You're like, oh, the Patriots, they might be back, but then they go up against the Dolphins and then they lose by like 3 scores, and you're like, okay, well, that was just a fluke game. So you don't want to fall victim to that. And I feel like, some of us may be, doing that. But for others, they're like, the Patriots are still bad. Yeah, I mean, Patriots got to string together a couple of wins. Then we can have a real conversation. But I think winning against the Bills on Sunday, that at least showed you something. And, Mac Jones played well. So, I mean, I don't think you should discount that completely. But, man, my dog today just barks at everything. But yeah, I don't think you should discount that, but it, it's definitely, you got to see the Patriots string together a couple of wins. So, yeah. But, once again, but yeah, that's pretty much it with this segment. So but once again, I just wanted to remind you guys, when it comes to, donating, to the show, obviously it's a great way to get involved in the broadcast. When you comment something and, it basically highlights the comment when you do that. And I automatically will, answer it during the show. Again, it's a great way to, interact between the, myself, the host, and the viewer, you guys. It's a great way to get you, into the broadcast, become a part of the show, essentially. And again, that's really what it's all about. So, in order to do that, make sure to go to streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. It helps the show. It makes the broadcast better. So, make sure to go and do that if you want to, again, become part of the show. And then obviously, when it comes to the bonus coverage, make sure to go to patreon.com and look up GSMC Sports Network, and that is where you're going to find all the exclusive content from all the podcasts here on the GSMC Sports Network, my podcast, as well as the other podcasts on here too. So, yeah, just wanted to, again, remind you guys about that as well. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it when talking about the Tyreek Hill injury. So obviously, it's Thursday, so we'll see, how today goes, tomorrow. And he's gotten dinged up in a couple of games this year. So we'll see how it all shapes out. You hope that he does play. But, like I said, the Dolphins supposedly are prepping to play this game on Sunday without him. So we'll see how it goes. But with that, we are going to take our second break of the show. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about another player that is injured right now, and that is Brock Purdy. He right now is in concussion protocol. Sam Darnold is in line to start on Sunday, so we'll get into all that when we come back from our second break. So stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.